Welcome back to another video with Jonathan's Wellness Lab. I'm your host, Jonathan, and today I'm going to talk about alternatives to conventional sitting. Now, I'm sure you've heard it before that smoking is worse than sitting, and that is true. However, I think it's important to realize that that's related more to conventional sitting, and the way that we normally sit is much different than active sitting, the way that we've sat for thousands of years. Human beings have been sitting for thousands of years, so it's not that sitting is 100% bad. So, in this video, I really want to help you give you some alternatives to conventional sitting. Now, what is conventional sitting? Actually, I don't have a table here, but conventional sitting is when you're at an office chair or you're at a desk. Let's just imagine that this is a chair and you're just sitting and you're typing at a computer and your back is curved, puts a lot of strain on your spine, and it's just horrible. And no matter how good of an office desk that I use, my head, without thinking about it, if I'm not being conscious of my posture, I just automatically start coming forward. So, thankfully, there's some very comfortable alternatives to conventional chairs. And by the way, conventional sitting, like couches and like office chairs. The chair is actually a modern invention. I think like the past few hundred years or so, we've gone thousands and thousands and thousands of years not sitting the way that we do today. And now that we sit in a way that isn't natural for our bodies. So, what are the typical alternative ways to sit? So I've noticed that there's the standing desk and there's the walking treadmill. But I want to be as practical as possible because a lot of you guys, you work in an office and you may not have the space or the money to buy a $5,000 walking treadmill machine. It's hard to fit. And honestly, like a lot of us, we do move a lot throughout the day and it is really comfortable to sit at a desk. So sometimes, the body wants to rest and doesn't want to move. Now, if you have a standing treadmill desk, great. But I want to give you some alternatives to not just sitting, but the standing treadmill desk and the just the general standing desk, which the standing desk is pretty cheap. I'm not knocking those. Like, I recommend you use those also if you can, but there are also healthier ways to sit. You can combine these alternative ways to sit with a treadmill desk or standing desk. Okay, anyway, I'm rambling. So let's get into it. So, the most primitive way to sit, and if you watch documentaries around the world of tribal peoples, this is the ancient way to sit. It's like this, just sitting with the legs like that, just like this. If you look at cultures around the world, like the Japanese, uh, very traditional societies, they sit. If they're traditional, they don't really use chairs. They sit like this. This is a good way to sit. Now, I understand this probably isn't a good way to sit if you are using a computer, but if you're reading, if you're on your phone, you're playing games on the TV, instead of sitting in a chair, you could sit like this. It's very enjoyable, and you could sit, you could play video games, you could read your Kindle. And when you sit like this, it's actually hard to hunch because naturally your posture is really relaxed and straighter when you sit like this. So you could read a book. I don't know about you, but like whenever I read a book in a chair, like I start getting like tension in my spine if I'm reading for a long time. It makes me want to take a break from it. You could sit like this. You can also sit like this. I have seen where people sit like this with their knees, but the problem with this is I find that my legs fall asleep in like 2 minutes when I do this. So if I'm playing a game, if I'm watching a TV, watching a movie, doing this is very comfortable. It's annoying being in a chair because it's just so rigid. Now, if you work at the computer, Medicine ball. Medicine ball is the perfect office chair. It's cheaper than an office chair. It's better for your body, and you sit on the office chair, and automatically, like if you hunch forward, the ball goes back. So literally, because you're having to balance subconsciously, if you use a ball like a medicine ball, you just automatically have good posture while you're working in a desk. It's also it's healthier for your bottom because it doesn't put that pressure on the lower part of your spine. So it's just so much better to work that way. And when you're using an office chair, they always say like work on your posture. Well, the problem with that is that you have to use willpower and you always have to be mindful of your posture. But what if there's a better way to do it? And I think a better way is to use a medicine ball. And I didn't even realize until recently, I started realizing, wow, it's really easy to work from a computer with a medicine ball. And then I discovered there's like medicine balls that you could buy on Amazon that are specifically designed for work. So it's great. So anyway, and also not only is it healthier for you, it's more comfortable, it's more relaxing, it just feels better on the body. Heck, if you wanted to, if you take a break from your work, you could even stretch out on the medicine ball and do different things on there. You could do push-ups with a medicine ball, take a break, relieve some stress. So yeah. Anyway, those are the alternatives that I have. Simple, easy alternatives to sitting. So just to recap, try to use a medicine ball. It only costs like $10 or something, and you could use that at the computer. Give it a shot. Really good for your body. And if you're reading a book, you could use the medicine ball, or you could sit like so, just like ancient people, primal peoples around the world that have good, healthy posture and much less lower back pain than Western society. Sit like this. Anyway, that's it. I hope it helps you guys. If you guys want some more tips and strategies for staying relaxed and to have less stress during your workday and just these holistic strategies that you can integrate into your workday, hit that subscribe button, hit a thumbs up if this video was helpful for you. Comment below to let me know if this was useful. And thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.